and then you had an event yesterday that
Oh,
I can only imagine you just screaming like a little girl, we, all the way home. So tell me.
I am so glad that I didn't lose my voice and actually once that
No, because seriously, I imagine you screaming, I imagine you jumping, and I'm not too sure exactly what all the parties that were involved into this particular show. I'm imagining more newcomers or what have you, but still the excitement of being around that kind of, you know what I'm saying, ambiance. What did you do this past weekend?
you dig. So this January, this weekend that we're currently a part of is a motherfucking WWE weekend, if you will, out here in Phoenix. As the WWE, I can show the New Times article right here.
Is that
This
Sheemish?
weekend, no, that's Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
WWE this weekend is the Royal Rumble. And what WWE does when they have these big, because there's like four big, there's a pay-per-view every single month with WWE, but there's four main pay-per-views where they're like big events. And so what WWE does, which is brilliant, is when they have one of these big events, basically they come to whatever city they're in and they're there for 5 days. So WWE was here on Friday for, which started Access, which is like a behind the scenes. You can get to meet the wrestlers, get autographs, so on and so forth. That started on Friday. Saturday was NXT Takeover Phoenix. Sunday,
NXT, that's a newcomers, right? Up and comer people.
It's basically WWE's kind of like development brand. So these are the guys who, because the NXT is just on the network, they don't have a cable channel just yet, and so these are the guys that they come from the Indies or they come up through WWE's Performance Center. They perform in NXT, and then basically the goal is to move from NXT up to the main roster. So WWE had the NXT Takeover on Saturday. Sunday is the Royal Rumble, which is the big, event or start of the road to WrestleMania.
Back in my day, that's all we fucking had was a goddamn Royal Rumble. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's about 20 something events a year now, and then Monday is Monday Night Raw, and then Tuesday is SmackDown. So they're out here for 5 days straight. And so me and Skips, we were trying to figure out, we wanted to hit up one of the events. We were trying to figure out what the best one was. The Royal Rumble is dope. We're gonna actually watch that tonight. But the Royal Rumble is in Chase Field. It's gonna be like 40-something thousand people, and as you know, a wrestling ring is only like 20 by 20. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to get third level seats in the baseball arena to be trying to look.
Get on the floor. And even then, there's going to be a crowd of motherfuckers.
But see, and that's the issue too, because with wrestling events, if you're in the first few rows of the floor level, that's good. You don't really want to be too far back on the floor level because you're not going to be able to see, especially with people standing up. So you normally want to be on like level 1 or level 2 to be able to, so you can see everything. So we passed on the
call that in the industry the mezzanine. That's what they call it.
So we just got to skip on that, and then Raw and SmackDown is on school night, so we're not going to do that. And then Access, we're looking at Access, but it's only certain wrestlers that are there for certain 4-hour blocks. And so to get our money's worth, we're like, we'll go to NXT Takeover, and also because
is it the ladies is that, or is it males in that shit too?
On what?
The NXT. It's all levels, right?
No, yes, everybody. Yeah,
because I don't know. I don't know if there's a thing called the NXT Divas or something like that. So I'm just imagining that that's primarily what it is. That ain't the case.
Oh no, there's no Divas division or anything like that. No, yeah, there's women on all the shows, if you will. So. Okay. And this is the flyer for NXT Takeover Phoenix. And so the whole thing was like, I've been to a Raw before, I've been to SmackDown before, I was at WrestleMania 26. It was out when it was out here. I had never been to an NXT, and NXT is 90% of their shows are based out of the Full Sail College out in Florida. And so they don't travel a whole lot. So it was like, you know what? I was like, I can't pass on our opportunity to see NXT Takeover.
Wait, Full Sail. Yo, I remember seeing them Johns in these like video game shits about engineering and audio engineering and
That's what it is. It's because when I went to the conservatory, Full Sail was our competitor, if you will.
Yeah.
So Full Sail, they do audio engineering, they do video production, a whole bunch of stuff, and they have a small arena on Full Sail campus, if you will, and that's where NXT records their show every week, is on Full Sail campus.
Yo, this main motherfucker in the middle looks like a Goldberg looking motherfucker. Like, that's crazy. Like,
no, this dude right here, and it's actually funny because he's not even like 6 feet tall. He's cut up, but this isn't a big guy. So so this was the main guys or whatever. You got the main event was Tommaso Ciampa defending his NXT title against Aleister Black. You had Ricochet defending the North American title against Johnny Gargano. You had Shayna Baszler, who used to be in the UFC, defending her.
She looks like she a real ass fighter.
Oh yeah, defending her women's title against Bianca Belair. You had Cassius Ohno versus Matt Riddle, who also used to be in the UFC, and then you also had the tag team champions of Roderick Strong and Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly versus the War Raiders. And so so we went down to the event. It was down at the America, or it's not America West Arena now. It's Talking Stick Resort Arena. Yeah. We went down to the arena. Before we went in, WWE has all their semis with all the pictures of their talent on the side, and Skips and the boys saw the picture of Asuka, the Japanese empress.
So the whole family went then?
Yeah, it was all 4 of us. Yeah.
Shit, okay.
And so they wanted to take a picture in front of Asuka. So we went and took the picture in front of Asuka. Then this is in the arena. So we were on level 205, level 2 or section 205 or whatever. And so it was a pretty good view because we're looking straight down at the ring, and then you can see the entrance ramp or whatever. And so I just took pictures and videos during the show. So this is, when it first started, Phoenix Takeover Phoenix or whatever has a little shebang bang. And actually, just to show off, stand up real quick. I had to cop my Takeover shirt.
Yeah.
Gotta get the shirt for the people watching live. So the event was pretty dope or whatever. Let me switch this back over here. Just a quick some videos in the background. So they did the opening out here in Phoenix. Your boy, or actually this dude, Mauro Ranella, he's one of the commentators, and this dude is actually pretty dope because he's the commentator for NXT. He does Showtime boxing and all that, and he also suffers from bipolar disorder very badly. He struggles with mental health or whatever. But he's
he calls it out publicly.
He's very open and honest about the struggles that he has with his mental health, and so he's one of the greatest commentators that we've ever had in wrestling, and also he's honest about his mental health. So like, we as wrestling fans, we absolutely love this guy. The opening match, so like they do NXT, which is on Wednesday. So they recorded 2 matches for the NXT show that's going to come on Wednesday. And then after that was over, they went to the actual Takeover. And so the opening match had Kairi Sane and Io Shirai, who fought Jasmine Duke and Maria Shafir, 2 girls that came from the UFC or whatever. And this is the closing moment. This is the closing moments of the match when Kairi Sane hits her beautiful elbow drop off the top rope to seal the deal, win the victory or whatever. She's super tiny. Street Profits were in a match against the Forgotten Sons.
Were you afflicted?
What?
Seeing the Street Profits?
Oh no, I'll rock with them. Yeah, they.
I'm jabbing at you, brother. I'm jabbing at you. You know what I'm talking about?
You talking about God's Prophet?
Yeah.
No, you good. No, I rock with them. I like these brothers. I want to see good things with these guys. So, then Takeover started live, and it was actually pretty dope because you get to see this is the intro that WWE, all of their events play, so you get to see it in the arena. And then it was pretty dope because as the show started, and we're gonna watch it on TV to be able to actually see it on TV. Okay. But they did the video package of Takeover, and they did all this footage of, you see Phoenix. So you see the mountain drops in the background or wherever, you see the cactuses and all that. And so it was a super dope intro. But But yeah, overall, man, it was a dope event. And like I said, anybody who follows me on Instagram at Arizona Verse, you can see all the entrances, some of the match footage or whatever. This is the War Raiders. They had a dope entrance. They had Vikings came out with their spears and with their shields and all that. And yeah, it was dope. We had a blast.
Let me ask you
We had
something.
absolute blast.
How badly were you screaming? And then because you were screaming, how badly did the kids get? Because kids can naturally scream their balls off. So how loud was it? Was it popping?
Yeah. The whole arena was popping. That was the thing too. I told Skips, I was like, out of all the wrestling events I went to, I was like, I think this was my favorite because the NXT crowd is different than other wrestling crowds. Like we're super into the product. And so like the crowd was silent maybe twice the whole entire night. So we're all yelling, having a damn good time or whatever. And yeah, of course I was yelling. The boys was yelling. Here's a picture of the boys. Yeah. Caught a quick little glimpse. They mad excited watching the match.
They so damn cute.
And then the boy Matt Riddle, the original bro from UFC, his match was a little underwhelming. That match didn't go over well. Now, this dude Ricochet, and I wish I could have got this better. His entrance is dope because he has like these lasers and stuff all over him or whatever when he comes out. But his match of the night, instant classic. These guys were all over the damn place, beating the hell out of each other. This match, especially, I want to make sure that I watch this on the network because yeah, this was match of the night by far. These two guys, they wrestled their ass off.
Let me ask you this. How often is the illusion drop? Because you mentioned them kind of filming 2 episodes or a regular show and then the pay-per-view event all at once?
Yeah.
Is that right? So like how often did the fourth wall come down in between we're moving on to this? Or did they try to was there like a host factor on the whole time?
So there's no like fourth wall removal. So like we know that they were starting off with NXT because the woman announced, hey, we're gonna record the 2 episodes or the 2 matches for NXT Takeover or for NXT this weekend or whatever. And then after the 2 matches were over, they did the going live in 3 minutes and had the countdown until we're about to go live on the network. But that's one of the things that you'll see if you go to a WWE event. It's such a well-oiled machine that everything moves seamlessly. And so there's no gaps, there's no pauses, there's no, hey guys, wait, stop, we got to go do this. No, they have been doing this for decades.
Theater, bro. It's theater. You know what I'm saying? The show fucking must go on.
And they do it the best out of all the damn places. Oh yeah, and then this part of the match got exciting as Gargano, who's a heel in the scenario, whatever, pulled up the mat to expose the concrete. Yeah, because that's concrete down there or whatever. So it was an element of the match that actually played on later on too in the night. But yeah, these boys, they wrestled their ass off, man. It was a damn good match. I mean, Ricochet.
I could just imagine not only the crowd. All right, so these people being somewhat up and comers, or at least someone who got something to prove, you're gonna definitely give it your all. Like every night is playoff night, even though you imagine everyone who's in a profession does. And then you got people again that are so deep in the cut of the wrestling thing that they would consider this right. This level or these people, whether it's because, hey, we're going to be here all week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be here when you guys are here, right? And let's say the most dedicated fan with unlimited income, that motherfuckers might be there all damn week. So then you take another scrape of it, people who are WD fans that that don't want to spend $200 per ticket, and then to have 6 motherfuckers rolling in deep, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it costs a little some. Like, I could just imagine just more and more how much love was in that place, how excited everybody was, and then how that even echoes and pumps them up. You know what I'm saying? You want to give a good show, and when you feel like you got the crowd going, like, I can't think of any better fluff or cockstroke, as it will, than that.
And the other thing that's kind of hard to explain unless you actually follow the product is NXT. Also, the other reason why I wanted to go to NXT is their wrestling product is the best, even though they're quote unquote the development people. the wrestling product in NXT is way better than what they're doing on the main shows, because once you get up to the main rosters of, you know, Raw and SmackDown, Vince McMahon has the guys dial it down a little bit. He wants them to go at a slower pace and have it a little more simple so it doesn't go over people's head, if you will. And so NXT constantly, anytime there's a NXT pay-per-view the day before a WWE pay-per-view, NXT always, they have the best show because the guys are wrestling their asses off and there's no stoppage. It's nonstop action.
Yeah,
so,
and I imagine they're probably at the youngest and they're hungriest, right?
No, and actually some of the guys are like late 30s. So it's not even like an age thing. It's just a matter of like when they get to the WWE. So some of the guys are young, some of the guys are older, some of the guys have not been doing this for a long time. Some of these guys have been doing this for 10, 12, 15 years before they get to WWE. And But we had a good time, man. We had a good time. So,
and I can imagine too, like you're talking about the intro that they had on the show, and there was, I wonder if they must do that every state that they go. And I'm just wondering, I'm wondering, like, by the time like they get to Florida, like I wonder if if they just had like videos of like black-faced bandits, you know what I'm saying, and like committing some kind of like asinine crime. Like I think I remember hearing something about some dude literally jumped into like a zoo to fuck an alligator or a crocodile or whatever. I imagine they have them all on deck, but did you ever hear about that?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think I heard that, but yeah, that sounds like something that'll happen in Florida.
But how do you fuck though an alligator and crocodile? Like you figure the booty hole has to be covered by their tail. I don't know. Don't they all have tails?
Yes, like, I've never broke down the schematics of fucking an alligator, so I don't know. No. But yeah, they do have tails.
I think everyone should think about this. Not that I want everyone to consider fucking alligator, but just think about the complications and therein, because you know what I'm saying. I've been through where having a fuck while pulling the panties to the side, and that was very uncomfortable. So I can't imagine how you fuck pulling a tail to the side. Like I don't know if we should get listeners to call in who maybe have girlfriends.
How would you do it?
No, I'm just wondering, like, and then there's actually women that have like that extra bone or whatever that kind of gives them a tail. I don't imagine a tail like that getting in the way, so don't get it confused.
Yeah,
but alligator tail,
I can't call it.
Feet. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, and then this was the last match. Ciampa won the main event, bad guy or whatever, and it was actually hilarious because I was filming as the crowd was booing, and I just decided to pan over to the fan bam to see if they were as invested, and they also they were booing the main event. Yeah, boo. So yeah, we had a damn good time, man. So shouts out to NXT. Can't wait to watch Takeover again, actually see it from the TV perspective, because that's the other thing. When you're in person, you can't hear the commentators. And as I was telling Skips, the commentators do come into play to fully explain the story that the wrestlers are putting on in the ring or whatever. So it'd be good to hear it with the commentary to
I think that's whack. Why is that? You're right. And commentators are thinking in most events in general, like you don't hear them. That's for the TV audience. Like motherfucker, I'm paying money to see this, and someone on TV probably watching this for free.
Well, there would be no way to broadcast the commentary through the speakers without a massive feedback loop.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, no, yeah, you answered that right there. Okay,
yeah. So yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's only for the TV audience or whatever. But no, yeah. So we're gonna check that out eventually. The boys, when we got home, they was like, "Hey man, can we watch it on TV now?" I was like, "Hey, we gotta go to sleep, so we'll do that another day." And then Royal Rumble today. But good weekend, man. WWE's definitely bringing in like $1 billion or something out here to fucking us as we're out here. But yeah, shouts out to WWE.
Oh yeah. If you didn't like this podcast, it's probably cause you're racist.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings though.
Yeah. What's up, man? You hear me?